Hello, Moyo. We're making vanilla sponge cake. So tell me, Moyo, do you bake? Okay, what do I want to do first? I want to separate the egg from the egg yolk. I love cake, so that's brilliant. So take the skin away. So the first thing we'll do is my scissors. You'd love to learn, all right? I'm here to teach you. Get your pen and paper. So first thing first, I'm going to separate the egg from the yolk. I need the egg white separated from the egg yolk. So we'll do that first. Just trying to get my supplies together. Trying to manage my small work surface. Where's my egg separator? Oh, there it is. Move this a little bit. Okay. So I need to separate the egg. I need the yolk in a separate bowl. And I need the white in a separate bowl. Because it's sponge cake. I just dropped my cutlery and I need another one. Okay, so I'm separating the egg white from the egg yolk because I need to make meringue from the egg whites. If you just watch, trust the process. We're going to make meringue out of the egg whites. We can't achieve that with yolk because yolk has got protein in it. We don't need that protein, so we're going to separate it. I'm using 12 eggs for this cake size. So I might be okay with just 8 whites, just 8 yolk with to make the meringue. So I've got 5 so far. This is the 6th one. You don't know what that is? Don't worry, just trust the process. 12 is a lot, yeah, for the size of cake I'm making. Don't worry, just watch. Or maybe not the size, but the quantity of cake I'm making. So far we've got 6 yolks. I need. It's not a large cake. It's I think I'm gonna make a 7-inch size. I'm gonna make a 6-inch size, and maybe 2 6-inch, and maybe some cupcakes out of it. So we got 2, 4, 6, 7. I need one more of that, and I'll be fine with the egg white. So I think I'm okay with this volume of egg white I have. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is set that aside. I'll put that aside, ready to be mixed. I'm going to put my sugar in there. When you're baking, you tend to do a lot of hand washing, or you wear gloves, either of that, but I just prefer to do a lot of hand washing when it's time for baking. Okay, I'm going to get my scale. I'll put that aside. I still need 4 more eggs. I've only done 8, but I'm okay with that white. So we'll leave the white at that. Set the scale. And we'll start to measure. Okay. For this recipe, I'll be using caster sugar. That's because I'm making meringue out of it, and caster sugar is smoother. It's finer than the normal sugar. So it's going to be quick. You think that's a lot of sugar? It is a lot. Here's my scoop. And my measuring cup. Just need 400 of that. That's a lot of sugar, isn't it? Alright, so that will go into the egg whites, and we can turn on the mixer to start making the meringue with that. I'm gonna get my whisk mixer. We'll be mixing with the whisk because, okay, I'll show you that in a minute before I start mixing. The mixer is pretty loud, so egg white and sugar, we can start mixing. This mixer played up yesterday. I hope it doesn't switch after it's working. So I'll mute myself and let that loud. You wanna hear it? Is it tolerable? Can you tolerate the sound? show you what the meringue is like. It's actually fast forming, quicker than I expected. So if you take a look at, can you see that creamy? That's what meringue looks like. I'm going to turn that off and just show you quickly. So look at what we have here. That's creamy, white, silky color. So I'll put that back in. All right, I think it's a lot quiet in here now. The meringue is ready. I'll show you that now. Look at that gorgeousness. Silky, runny, yes. So that's what we've made out of our egg whites and sugar. Okay, that consistency is all we need for cake. If we're making something else, meringue for Swiss meringue buttercream, that will be more stiff, but for cake this is perfect. So we just keep that and set aside while we continue with the process. That's what gives our cake that fluffy. Okay, I set that aside. Hello, Calf Kitchen. Nice to have you here. We're making vanilla, what's it called now? Vanilla cake, vanilla sponge cake. Okay, so the flour is ready. We'll set that aside as well. All right, I set the flour. So this is flour and baking powder. So I'll set that aside. So in here, I got my egg yolk. I'm going to be adding more eggs to that. So in the second mixer, I'm going to put this mixer aside. I'm done with this. So in this mixer, I'll be putting the butter and sugar. Okay. Maybe I should use the smaller mixer for that. I think I'll just use this. I'll be fine with this. All right. I'll measure my butter quickly. Hi, Cap Kitchen. How are you? How's the weekend been? Good, good. I'll measure my butter quickly. This is scale. So, Moyo, did you see the meringue? Did you see what meringue is now? And did you see how to make it? It's very easy. Oh, good to hear you're doing okay. Good, good, good. I'm just putting the butter in the scale. Good. Okay. All right. So here's the butter. And then the sugar will go in. And we'll mix. Okay, let me measure the sugar quickly. Okay, that's the sugar now. That's the sugar going in. You know we added sugar to the egg white, so we're just putting the rest of the sugar here. And we can start mixing. This is another loud mixer, so I'll mute myself and turn it away. I think this is not so loud actually. What do you think? Is this loud? You want it on? Alright then, I'll leave it on. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to turn the oven on now. I've oiled the pan and I've lined it with parchment paper. Ingredient details, absolutely. Do you want me to list that for you or? On my page where I'll send it to you. So I've used flour, sugar, butter. So for cake, it depends on the size. The size determines the ingredients. The ingredients are the same, but the size of the cake determines the measurement. Measurement is the right word. time. I just want to mix that for 2 minutes. Okay, that's past 2 minutes. So I'm going to check up on that quickly. Whoosh. Can you see that? Okay, let's break this one. Let's scrape down the sides. Let me move that close so you can see inside the pan. Good, good, good. So we'll mix that a little bit more and we can add the eggs. Egg yolks first. Okay, that's the yolk from the white we use for meringue. Put that in first. Oh, okay, I'll drop the measurement for you shortly. Just give me a minute. So like I said, the measurement is dependent on the size of the cake. So if I'm giving you the exact measurement I'm using for this, I'm simply telling you you have to make the same size of cake I've made. So if you watch to the end, you see how many, the size of pan this exact measurement will give you. Now that the eggs is in it, I don't want to mix for too long. I break the eggs in one at a time. So now we're using both egg yolk and egg white. You like the sound? Okay. Let's go. Alright, so that's the final egg for that. I'll turn it back on. Mix it just a little bit more. Just to incorporate the egg and share recipes, learn from each other. Okay, so I'll scoop down the sides. So guys, I use buttermilk. Like I said in one of my videos, you can make your buttermilk yourself. You can buy the ready-made one from the shops. It's a lot easier to just buy the ready-made ones. So I'll start adding my flour to keep this a good position so you guys can see what I'm doing. So while on low speed, I'll start adding my flour. So I'll be adding flour and buttermilk, alternating flour and buttermilk. In my buttermilk, I have added my flavor, which is vanilla flavor. So here, I like to use this bean vanilla flavor. It's really, really nice. Really, really nice. The taste is different from the regular ones. Don't worry, we're learning from here, Moyo. So once we're done learning here, we're going to practice the baking, okay? My plan is to make sure you can bake after this class. So ask us many questions as you can to help you. So I'm adding my flour. I'm going to turn down the speed. Because at this point, I should be folding in. I think that's the lowest speed. So I'm just going to add that quickly. I don't want to overmix it. So that's my buttermilk going in there. Folding in. I'm going to turn that off now. Sorry about the noise. I'll take that out. Good. Here's my scraper. So we'll do the rest of the mixing by hand, guys. I don't want to overmix with the blender. Sorry, with the cake mixer, because that's going to affect the texture of the cake. So I'll take this out. Look. I think I should pour it out in a bigger bowl so you can see the so clumsy in here. I'll pour that out in a bigger bowl so you can see well what the texture should be like. Set this aside. I'm done with that. That can go off. pour this out. We can now fold in gently until our cake is ready. Okay, let's move that over here. And you can see better. I think this is a better view, isn't it? So I'll use my wooden spatula to fold that in gently. So at this stage you don't want to mix, you just want to fold in the flour. Let me put that aside. Moyo and Cap Kitchen making jollof rice. Can I have some? When are you making the jollof rice? I hope you guys are not planning to start that war of Ghana and Nigerian jollof on here. Okay, so I think we have the right texture, enough to fold in the meringue. We made meringue earlier. So I'm going to fold in the meringue now. That's the meringue going in. Look at that. See how silky that is. Ooh. Look at how silky that is. So that's the secret of your very fluffy vanilla cake. That looks really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it. So we're going to fold in gently until we're done folding in the Swiss meringue into the batter. Thanks, Cap Kitchen. Thank you. At this stage, the batter is it's at a delicate stage. If it's done wrongly, the cake can easily go wrong. You end up with a very tough cake. So at this point, there's a thin line between over mixing and folding in. So we want to make sure everything is incorporated, but we don't want to over mix. We just want to fold in. So at this point, if you want to color your batter, you can add the food color. But I don't want to color, I want the vanilla flavor and color. I'll keep folding that in gently until it is well incorporated. We can easily do this with the mixer, but you need to get the right speed, else you end up over mixing it. Where's my scraper? Yes, I'm baking for 2 clients actually. They've requested for vanilla sponge cake, no icing, just something to put in the fridge for morning coffees and tea. And I'm also baking some for the kids. We've not had cake in the house for like a week now, and the kids are not finding it funny any longer. So we have the right texture we're looking for. So if your batter comes out like this, congratulations. Your cake is gonna come out really nice and fluffy. Really nice and fluffy. So you're gonna learn a lot here. Don't worry, I'll come to your page to learn as well. I want to learn how to make Ghana jollof. Alright, so I've preheated the oven and I've what's it called now? I've oiled the pan and lined with paper. So if I clear this out, I will be dishing them into the pan. Thanks for the love. I can see your love. Thank you. The stressful thing about baking is not just baking, it's cleaning up afterwards. Washing the pan and all. It's a lot of work. Okay. So I'm going to put this back in the fridge. There we can. Alright, so let's put them in the pan. I'll scoop in the pan now. So that's a 7 inches size pan. I've put the paper really high because it's going to be a high cake. I want it to bake high. I don't want a flat cake. So it's going, because it's a big, well, because it's, yeah, big, deep, it's going to spend some time in the oven. Estimated baking time for this will be an hour. Yeah. And because it's not just one cake going in the oven, I've got 3 or 4 of them going. So I'm going to put this aside. I think I want to do this pan next. I'll do 2 of that instead of one of another. And I'll get the third plenty cake. Yeah, that's why I said about the measurements. If I give you the measurement, then that means you're making this exact quantity. So I have to give measurement for maybe a 6-inch pan. That's this 2 of this, rather than giving you measurement for a big size cake like I've just done. To incorporate the bottom in case there's anything missing at the bottom. Alright, so we can pour that in the pan. By the time the cake is coming out of the oven, it will be the height of this paper. Sorry. Was baking without making a mess. So if I was baking the same type of cake for different people, just to be sure I have the right measurement, I would have put that on a scale to measure it. But because they're two different people, one for the house, one for a client, and another for a client, so we don't need to measure. What size is the pan? This is a 6-inch dip. This is a 7-inch dip. So 2 6-inch dip and 1 7-inch pan. So now the cake will be going into the oven. The oven is on and the oven is set to 140 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. You can easily convert it. So it's set to 140 degrees for the size of cake. You can always adjust the oven to whatever suits or works for you. Thank you, Cass Kitchen. So that will go into the oven, into the preheated oven. Whoosh. So I'll put the big one down so I can keep an eye on it. I'll put the small one up. I like to have my cake close to the glass so I can see them. Okay, so I need to set my timer. So normally I set for 45 minutes first, because you don't want to open the cake. You don't want to open the oven too quickly. So I'll set that for 45 minutes and keep it there. So what can we do in 45 minutes? Can we make pop-off? Thanks, Captain. Thanks for the love, guys. There's something I want to try. I've not tried it before. This pop-off made with yogurt, so you don't have to wait for it to rise. I've got Greek yogurt at home, but my yogurt is in the fridge. Does anybody have an idea what I can do with cold yogurt? I won't be able to make pop-off with cold yogurt. Should we make buns? Should we make pop-off? Let me see if I got evaporated milk. No, I can actually use, let's make buns with buttermilk. I have buttermilk. I've never tried it, but let's give it a try. Since my buttermilk is room temperature, we can do that. So guys, let's do this together. If it works, yippee. If it doesn't, let's experiment something together. We're going to do buns now. Buns, fried dough. So for buns or pop-off, I don't measure. I do rough. I use my internally built calculator in my head to do the measurement. So let's try something different and see how it comes out. The cake is in the Cass Kitchen. You're trusting me so much. You said it will come out nice. I'm happy to try. The cake is in the oven. We're waiting for 40 minutes. So while we're waiting, let's fry buns. Let's put our sugar. Oh, absolutely. We learn every day. That's a lot of sugar. Let's put some nutmeg. That's my nutmeg. Normally I would do buns with evaporated milk, but I don't have any evaporated milk in the house. Ooh, I found one. Wow. So we're no more experimenting, we're actually going to use the right ingredients. Okay, I just found one in the cabinet. Look. So we have evaporated milk. So let's try buns, guys. I love anything dough. Anything dough. All buns, donuts, anything as long as it's made from flour. Okay. So we're no more experimenting. We're actually doing the right thing now. Okay, so I'll put this away. Don't experiment with that. So since we're using the right ingredients, I think I'll do more dough. I'm gonna add the flour. And I'm gonna add to the sugar. My buns very sweet, very sweet. I'll put some cinnamon in that. I like cinnamon taste in it. Yeah. Just a tiny little bit. Okay, let's mix that together. I need to wash my hands properly. Wash my hands and get my hands steady. Steady. Alright, love. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments. So hands washed. We need some butter in that as well. A little bit of butter. Let's mix it together. Our cake is in the oven, so we're making buns while we wait for the cake to get ready. I'm gonna add 1 egg into that. Thanks, Moyo. Add some water. So for me, that's my baking powder. I don't measure for buns or for puff. I just follow my instincts. And 9 out of 10 times it comes out nice. The only thing I really sit down to measure is for cake. But for making dough, meat pie, and all of that, I just follow my instincts. I'm gonna put baking powder in that. Still mix some water. I don't want to put too much milk because I don't want it to start breaking in the oil. So I'll mix my milk in water. I need to, I think that's enough now. I need to get my hands dirty. I need to take out this spatula and get my hands dirty. Because just like cake buns, we don't want to mix. The idea is not to get a smooth batter. It's to get a batter that gives it that roughness. Okay. Which I think we have achieved. Anything softer than this would turn it into a puff-puff. Okay, I think we've achieved what we want. I need to touch it to know what it looks like. We've achieved it. So we can start frying. Let me get my pot out of the way. I need a small pot. Small, I got one. So put that away. Put that away. Put that away. Here's the light. Okay. We're going to be deep frying the buns. If you're just joining, we're making buns. So people don't get lost, like, are we frying cake? No. So the cake is in the oven. We're gonna be frying buns while we wait for the cake to get ready. So no, we're not frying cake. Cake is already in the oven. If you're just joining, that's what we're doing. We're frying buns. We'll be deep frying. That's a lot of oil, but that's fine. Do you understand? In case someone is just joining and they see what I'm doing and the title says fluffy or vanilla sponge cake, and they'll be wondering, what are they frying? They're frying cake? No, I'm not frying cake. I'm frying buns. Cake is in the oven. I'll turn up the heat a little bit. And just wait for the oil to get hot. For whatever reason, whenever I have oil on the fire, I don't know, I just like to throw onions in it. So I'll be doing that with this oil as well. I like onions that much. Somehow that's how I get to know the oil is hot. Should I edit the title? Okay, that's alright, I'll do that right away. Okay, so we'll wait for the oil to get hot. So let's go edit the title. Yeah, sure, can I do the title? Yeah. Let's see. Oil. I'm trying to edit the title. Because it's still online, am I able to do that? I can't find it. I'm not sure I can. I've just tried this if I can, but Maybe because I'm still live, I'm unable to. Let me see. I'm fiddling with it, but I can't see that cue right now. I can't see that. I can't see it. This is trying to. I just keep telling anybody that join. Is there a way I can pin down the chat? Take using. So we are fine. Bonus. Let me see if I can pin that. Yeah, alright, so that solves it. Okay, so I've pinned that message. I tried to edit the title, but I couldn't, so I've pinned the message about cake being in the oven. Oh dear. No, not to think about to put the washing. Alright, the oil is getting on. Kitchen, welcome back. How was your call? Once the oil is hot, I'm going to turn it down. Okay, the oil is hot now. I'm going to turn that down. Let's try it. I'll turn down the heat. I think that's a bit too big actually. Thanks, Cat Kitchen. Peace. I think that's enough. I don't get too much. So the thing with buns is when it gets into the oil, it rises so big. I think the next batch I might be using my hand. I like that round when it forms. Ouch! I'll just clear the kitchen quickly while we wait for that to fry. Hello, it's Nikiti. How are you? Where are you joining from? Thanks for joining. Okay. This pot is really small, but because I don't want to use too much oil, I'm gonna make the next ones really small. Oh, okay. So I'm frying. It's dough. That's a dough. I'm frying dough. It's called buns. So it's a mixture of butter, sugar, flour, baking powder, egg, milk, and water. Have you heard of that before? Hi, Nicole. How are you? I'm sure you know what buns is, right? It's gonna be really crunchy. Let's see what problem. Cake is 25 minutes, 20 minutes more. Okay, good, good, good. Good, you've had that before and you've tasted it. This is ready now because when it comes out of the oil, it still gets brown. So in a very good time to take it out. Very good time to take it out now. So I'm just going to take this out and because once it's out of the oil, it still gets brown. I'm going to be using my hand for the next batch because then it gives me that bowl shape and size that I want. This is a bit too big. Thank you, Cat's Kitchen. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah. So if you notice when it gets in the oil, yeah, they're big. When it gets in the oil, it rises so big. So I think it was an error using the cookie scoop to scoop it in first of all in the first place. Yeah. So when you put small, it just blows up in the oil. Okay, so when it gets cold, I'm going to open it up and you see the crunchiness. Yeah, so this is a lot better. Our cake has 20 more minutes to go. It's rising well. Yep. It's forming and baking well in the oven. When this gets cold, it gets very punchy. Okay. Let's get going. So the what? I was gonna say the walls. So the dough looks very cracky. I know why that is. That's because so if this gets cold, you can taste it. It's either two things: the butter is too much or the milk is too much. That's when you get this texture. But then it tastes nice. Once you put it in the mouth, it just melts in. Sweet. Sugar sweet. So I'm going to put that in spoon. That's in spoon. That's in spoon. That's almost done. Let me take this out. This is done. You can see this is not as big. This is done. So this is cold. This is what it looks like. Very crunchy. Very crunchy. Thanks, Moyo. It tastes great too. They're too rich in butter and milk. Okay, I'll show you guys the cake in a minute. Now the oil is overcrowded. Thank you for the love. I love you right back. It's ready. Put the last batch in there. That's the last of the dough. Check on the cake now, guys. It's 10 minutes. This is ready. I think this is ready. Okay, buns is done frying. We'll check on the cake now. I don't want to open the oven, but I'm just going to show you how far gone we have. So this is how far gone the cake is. Can you see that? It's not at the stage where we can open the oven yet. If I do at this stage, the cake will just sink. But you can see it's baking well and right. You can see the top one too is almost full. Same with that. It's still got a good 20 minutes to go. So while we're waiting, I'll do my dishes. I need to tidy up the kitchen. Just give me a minute. I'll do something now. Do something now. So the cake is in the oven baking while I clean up after myself. Thank you, Moyo. give it. I can't open the oven now. The cake is not the same, so just give it time to bake. Okay guys, looks like we still got a long day to go from what I can see in the oven. At this time, I can't afford to open the oven now, so thanks for joining. I'll end the live now, and then we come back and do another video when the cake is ready and cooled down to decorate it. We'll be using chocolate ganache to decorate, just maybe one of it, yeah, just so we see how chocolate ganache is made. Thank you, thanks for joining, thanks for your comments and likes. Bye.